Come on, computer. So today is April the 20th. I know Luis and Livia, they are having some meetings with a group of young folks. And right now they're having some tasks to do. So that's why sometimes, it's a little bit harder for them to make for all Saturdays. But that's what Luis told me last night. And
did we lose Jonathan?
I guess so. Yeah, I was about to talk to him, but he disconnected. Okay. So let's do our. Okay, so today let me propose the following. Given the moment we are living right now, hard news everywhere we go. So I would like to propose us to do a very short vibration moment, sending positive vibration to the planet, to everybody. And if you know of somebody facing difficulties, just keep that person in mind. So I'm gonna play this song and I will say a prayer, okay? For us. Let me stop my video. If I stop my video, no, I don't want to stop my video. I just want to Can you hear okay? Me and the song?
No.
I hear the song, but I hear you.
Okay, so let me stop sharing because evidently I'm not sharing the right thing.
I know Wendy has to do the share the sound when she puts something on some of our meetings.
I stopped the share and then let me do share screen and share this with the sound. How about now?
Yep.
Awesome. So I will stop my video here so it will not be too heavy on my internet. Pause for a moment. Close our eyes. Relax. Invite our spiritual guides. Invite our the higher being to be here with us today. Let's feel this love coming from the higher beings. That our hearts, our mind, our soul. And all of a sudden, you feel this wonderful feeling of love invading your body, invading your house, and all the space around you. Dear Lord Jesus, in this moment of unity, as we come together with the intention to contribute to a chain of love and charity, let us elevate our minds, detaching ourselves from our daily challenges. We want to synchronize with the spiritual plane, inviting the tranquil peace of Divine Master Jesus to infuse our bodies and souls. May the emissaries of light see us as fitting instruments for their work. So we begin this short moment of vibration by sending our most heartfelt thoughts to all those in hospitals, nursing homes, and hospice, and to all homeless brothers and sisters. We pray that our spiritual allies bestow upon them an abundance of peace and healing energy. We ask for healing that transcends the physical, restoring their spirits and guiding them towards a renewed path in life. For those who have departed this world through suicide, overwhelmed by their trials, may the compassionate spiritual realms ease their suffering and pain. Upon their awakening in the spirit world, may they find support and solace in their new journey. Let their families and friends, incarnated or not, find solace and freedom from guilt as they are supported by our prayers. We ask and pray for the vulnerable children, the elderly, and those with special needs, living under the care of those who should be their support, yet fail to fulfill their roles. We call upon the legends of Mary to assure them they are never alone. Rather the opposite, they are forever nurtured by the love of our supremely caring Mother. Let us send our prayers to all nations embroiled in conflict, for everyone affected physically, psychologically, emotionally, or affected in their dignity. We ask for mercy. Ask mercy also for those responsible for such strife. May they be enlightened and transformed by compassion. Mercy, dear Lord, for those causing those damages and suffering, for their actions are so misguided, they don't know you. Let us also hold in our thoughts the animals suffering from mistreatment or neglect, hoping they find refuge in caring hands. Let us reach out with our hearts to all who have yet to embrace the eternal truths of goodness. May they awaken and join us in the light. We give thanks for today's gathering, which uplifts our souls, and for our physical bodies, which empower us to engage in acts of love and charity. We thank Master Jesus, our elder brother, for the privilege to labor in his service. To Mary, Most Holy Mother, may we continuously feel your tender care and boundless love. We are thankful for the spiritual teams that support us in our modest yet profoundly loving tasks. Glory to God in the highest, and peace on earth to all people. Amen. And so be it. All right, so here we are. I need to go back. Okay, I'm back. So guys, do not forget the we will be talking about is workers of the life eternal life. But I need to set up some time for us to discuss exactly when that will gonna happen. And probably you guys do you all know about this judge? You don't know him? Francesco Caprio? He's a famous judge. And anyway, from Providence in Rhode Island, there is this program on TV, Caught in Providence, and there are some sessions in his court that they film and then is broadcasted. But he has a very unique and loving understanding about justice. So it's very nice and very wise person. It is one of the guys that he did his role well, and he did it, probably what exactly he was meant to do. So it's a happy mission, very well accomplished. So
Não,
I'll,
eu ia te responder aqui pelo WhatsApp.
Okay.
Peraí.
I will, somebody just sent me this video minutes before we started, and I would like to share with you. Let me know if you can hear okay.
But I don't know what the future holds. I don't know. So I tell you, enjoy every minute of your life. Sometimes in life, we take things for granted. We have a nice life, we have a great position, we're in positions of authority, we have nice families, we have nice friends. That's wonderful as long as it lasts. But you never know. You never know from one day to the next what life will bring. And so, enjoy what you have. Be kind to people. Take care of your families.
It is about priority, right? It is
What
about
was-
priority.
What was his problem?
Oh no, he's over here. His this picture is probably, I don't know, 5-10 years ago, and now he's over 90 something. I can't remember.
He's 88.
88 now?
No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He was born in 36. No,
Yeah.
he's 88.
He's 88, yeah. So yeah, so he is retired, right? And but very nice person, amazing soul. And when I watched this video, and I recall what happened to my little friend, Austin, right? So we should never take anything for granted. So I met this child fighting for every single day in his life to be alive, to stay with his family. And I witnessed the whole family learning in a very hard way where their priorities were. So believe me, sometimes we can, and we all have challenges, right? But when we see stories like this, and then we say, oh my goodness, it is nothing compared to so many others are facing, right? Just something for us to think about.
I don't.
And I would like to share with you this, because we are about to start a session of the book that's going to be talking about the creation, right? And all the creation of matter, creation of the spirit, creation of the whole universe. And that will be a point in the book that it will be talking about specifically what the spirit is, how it was created, etc., etc. And I remember when we talk about the mechanism of mediumship, we did talk about the 7 bodies of, you know, the human being, and evidently there are more than 7 actually, but 7 is just, you know, to name a few. Or perhaps the ones that we know better. And but anyway, out of the physical body, we have all those, you know, etheric body, emotional body, mental, astral body, and so forth, celestial body, up to the point that we reach, you know, this light, the just to put a name that we call spirit. And we know that every single layer or all those bodies, they are associated with a certain or energy center, right? So I have a video that I remember we shared when we were studying the mechanism of mediumship. I will not pass the whole video, but just you know, some how can I say, a few minutes of it. So we recall a little bit. I don't want, you know, it's not important to know all the names of those layers, what exactly, which chakra they are associated with which layer, or they function. But I just want to call attention. We have all those layers, and you know, the more etherical or the lighter or the less matter in each of the layers, then, you know, closer to the spirit we are. If it, I guess I'm not making a whole lot of sense, but I'm just saying, you know, from the spirit to the physical body, we just go heavier and heavier. We just need more and more this connection with the physical reality. So we have 7 years, you know, from the physical body all the way to the what they call catholic template, or you know, that's the lighter, I don't know, I do not even know how to call. That's our lightest version of the spirit, but still keeping in mind that this form or this body is still carries some sort of matter. is very subtle, is very light. For us in this physical body, it is like nothing because we cannot sense, we cannot see. There is no way we can identify or detect. But from the spiritual realm perspective, there is still something, okay? And I'm gonna play this video. I guess it's the minute 8:39. Let's see, 8:39. I think it's here, it's okay.
Through three-dimensional animation, we can see more clearly that our aura does not begin on the surface of the physical body. It is made up of layers, known as subtle fields or dimensional fields.
I'm gonna go.
On the way back, we can observe how the re-entry of the more subtle bodies occurs in the conjugation with the physical and etheric body. In this animation, we represent the process of unfolding the different bodies. We see here the projection or output of man's subtle bodies. The physical body remains, the etheric double, the astral body, and the mental body externalize. The colored threads focus on the functioning of the fluidic cords that are responsible for the interaction between the bodies. To emphasize the mental, emotional, and vital flows, we subdivided the silver cord, which assimilates all flows, into 3. The silver cord itself, which connects the physical body to the other subtle bodies, here representing only the mental flow. In yellow, we have the detailing of the emotional flow. And in pink, the detailing of the vital flow. These cords are similar to the umbilical cord, but their density is much more subtle. They are, so to speak, vaporous, a kind of aeriform, luminescent loops, and vary according to the dimension of the spiritual region where the being is. When this type of unfolding occurs in which the etheric double, the astral body, and the mental body move together, the medium cannot reach great distances due to the density of the etheric body, which, in short, are neuropsychic emanations from the physical body. In this way, the spirit stays in the immediate vicinity of the carnal organism, and its exit or projection is usually for a limited time. This phenomenon is very common in sleep and also in partial displacements during mediumistic work. Here we have the unfolding of the mental body. The 3 bodies leave, the medium returns the etheric double to the body, and only the mental body is projected. The animation demonstrates that, in any type of unfolding, bodies remain connected to each other through the silver cord and energy flows. In relation to the mental body, there is much more an emotional flow than a disunified one, as shown in the video. This type of projection allows the medium to move anywhere in the universe with a much greater perception, visiting astral regions and higher worlds that are well beyond the transmission colonies usually described in spiritist literature. The mental body is a subtle envelope of the mind. It has an oval or ovoid shape, which defines the shape of the entirety of our aura. The mental is also responsible for the formation of the perispiritual body or astral body. This animation exemplifies how the interaction takes place by expansion of consciousness, without any dissociation of the dense and subtle bodies. The perceptions of the astral and mental worlds, in addition to special mediumistic communications, such as the reception of thought currents, can be performed without any of our bodies unfolding. This phenomenon is manifested by the simple and broad expansion of consciousness. It is an inner process of qualification and its use of the mediator and asceticism. The being sees, hears, perceives, and interacts with other beings in different worlds without an exit, a trip, displacement.
Okay, so let me go back. So as we do know all those layers, they are there. They are there for a reason, and they have different functions, and we can use them in different ways, depending on what exactly we want to do or our soul want to achieve. Then we will be using those different layers in different, in several ways. And they are all connected. Each one of them, they are connected to one chakra and so forth. That is most common is this detaching, the physical body. It's just, when we are sleeping, then there is this detached from the mental body or etherical body, whatever. So we just detach from the physical body and we stay close. The denser this layer is, the closest or more hard is for this spiritual body to be away from the physical body. There's still gonna be a connection, but with the mental body, we can project our mind anywhere in the universe, okay? Because it is supposed to be the lighter layer, or the less dense layer, if you will. So yeah, we are in the book number 1, First Cause, and we finished with the chapter 1, God. We are in the chapter 2, General Elements of the Universe. And over here, and the next chapter is going to be the creation itself. But over here, we are talking about several elements that actually is the basis for creation. So the first one is, we finish with the first principle of things. And today we're going to start with the spirit and matter. So last time we were studying the Spirit's book. We stopped by the question number 20 that says, through means over then scientific investigation, is humankind able to receive communications of higher order than transcend human senses? And the answer is yes, when God deems it useful. God reveals to human beings what science is incapable of teaching them. And then there is this comment from Allan Kardec saying that through these communications, humans are able to obtain knowledge of their past and future destiny to a certain degree. So it's not, we are not supposed to know everything, not because it's prohibited, but because there is no use of it, we will not understand. And now we will start with spirit and matter. That's the next title or topic for this section. And the question is, like God, has matter existed for all eternity, or was it created at some fixed point in time? Any thoughts? So Kardec is asking, okay, so God was always there from the beginning. How about matter? Was matter created at some point, or is matter also something that is there like God forever?
I don't really know. But I don't know that God created it, as Deepak Chopra says,
Mhm.
who knows who created God? What was he? We cannot understand it.
Mhm. Yeah. Is
If God was always there, at what time did he begin or what? It's very difficult to understand.
it is. Yeah. That's why I like my version of, just being a small, how we call those little living beings that isn't in our guts. They have no idea we exist, but for them we are their universe. Gloria, thank you, Hyacinth.
For me, I see everything as God. And so to me, matter is just part of God. So God has existed for all of eternity, and matter is just part of God for me.
Yeah, it's yeah. There must be a beginning for everything, right? Hyacinth?
But what I I don't know what was in the, my mind can't get around it.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to say, I do not believe that God made it as a creation story. That is a nice allegory.
Yeah.
I do not accept that's how the world started. Because if you think that Jewish history, they have down from Adam
Mm-hmm.
down to the present day,
Mm-hmm.
and that's 5,600 years. And we know that the universe is, I mean, they've found bones millions of years old
Yeah.
on Earth. So that cannot have been the beginning. So
Yeah.
I think it's a nice Jewish history they have created, got it, but the Aborigines, the Neanderthals, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously
Yeah.
not the same stock.
Yeah, today we know that when they talk about those stories, Adam and Eve, they were actually talking about the exiles. It was a means to tell a story of folks that has been exiled in Earth from other civilizations, other planet. Evidently, nobody would never understand that, but you know, Maria.
Oh, I'm a multi.
No.
Um, God is the creator of all things. And we know in this book that the two elements that exist in the universe are matter and spirit, both created by God.
Mm-hmm.
God is in how I can say it in English, in criado. God is in created. I don't know how I can say it in English. He is the primary cause of all things.
All things.
Derive from the interaction between spirit and matter. The spirit spiritualizes matter, and matter is the means by which it carries out its learning. Then I think that in the future, when we are perfect spirits, a pure spirits, we will understand the nature of spirit and matter. That they are the same thing. But in this moment of our lives, we need to understand Only that's the two elements of universe.
Mhm. Yeah, so when we take a medicine, for example, we know that the medicine in that tablet or pill, whatever, there is the principle, or the molecule or whatever that is gonna be the cure, or that's gonna heal you. But also, even that principle will need some media to carry the molecule to the right point. So that's what matter is for us. I mean, as a spirit, we need the matter so we can travel and live our experiences and learn from them. And once we done, we become a pure spirit, then we no longer need to be so attached to matter. But over here, Kardec is asking, okay, so if God is eternal, has been there, we will not know how God became God, but it's beyond our comprehension. But was matter also there? And the answer is only God knows.
I
I love when the spirits, when they are so honest and transparent, say, I don't know. I don't know. And they say, only God knows. However, one fact that reason should point out is that God, the ultimate paradigm of love and charity, is never inactive. No matter how far back in time you may imagine the beginning of God's action started. Can you deduce that God is ever idle, or even for a single moment? So evidently, God to me is action. Is always creating, is always in creation process. So that's the question number 21. Carol, yes.
So if we look at it like God is energy, energy is never stable, or
Never.
it never stops.
It's always in transformation,
Process.
in creation process. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Maria.
Jesus said that my father works until today, and I work too. Then I think that the law of work is the dynamic that the universe make the things happens.
Exactly.
Thinking the mental desire of God.
Yes. Yeah.
The energy of God that Gloria said to us is very important, because all things in the universe, the spirit and the matter, are energy.
Exactly. The common grounds is really energy. So that's why I'm saying, to me, God is really this energy, is love in action, continuous action.
Yes.
That's my so then Kardec continues, matter is generally defined as being that which makes an impression on our senses, or that which is impenetrable. Are these definitions accurate? So matter, something that is impenetrable, or something that go ahead.
I want to share with you the mediumistic experience, because when we are working in our mediumistic meetings, we work with we do mental work. In this mental work, when you see the spirit and you see the diseases that he has and the trouble that is in his life, you are in
The life of the spirit that you guys are helping.
yes. You are in front of a different type of material.
Matter. Mhm.
I think that when you say that, it makes an impression on our senses, or that which is impenetrable. In the mediumistic works, this rule fell down. Oh, understand?
Mhm. Yeah, because even though those spirits, even though they are in a very lighter dimension, still matter. So
Yes.
you still have a, like, we can still call physical contact because you are dealing with something that is still
Yes, because we
matter.
are in contact of astral matter.
Matter,
Astral
yeah.
matter that isn't that which is impenetrable.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a subtle matter. So the spirit is involved or wrapped up by this very subtle matter layer.
Yes. And it's very interesting because when we are working in a mediumistic meetings, if you need to do a better perception around us, we can have the sensation that we can see with our body. You can see with your eyes in front.
Yeah.
You can see behind you without turning his head. Understood?
Yes. Because like in the video was showing, you can expand your mental body, and
Yes.
then doesn't matter where these eyes are located, you can see behind you. Yes.
Very interesting experience because you know things that that they aren't in front of you, but it's happening around.
Yeah, you can sense. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's correct. So then he's asking, is something that we can penetrate or something that only our senses can, identify? So the answer is, from your point of view, they are accurate. Yes, it's impenetrable, or you can make an impression on it. So he's saying, from your point of view, they are accurate because you can only provide a definition according to what you know. Matter exists in states that are unfamiliar to you. Remember that this actually was written in 1857. So today we know even more subtle state of matter, if you will, but it's still matter. So back then they were aware of the atoms. Today we are aware of the small particles that atoms are made from, but even that is still, is subtle, but it's still matter. So the spirit continues. It may be, for instance, so ethereal and subtle that it makes no impression on your senses, like the spirits, right? So some people see it, some people don't see it, but it's still the layer, the outer layer of the spirit is made of matter. It's still matter, even though it would not be such for you. So it's a very light form of matter. And then he's asking, what definition can you give of matter? Yeah, this is just,
That's
yes.
a difficult one, because if, as you say, that matter is very thin,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm not sure, because spirit can go through walls and matter cannot. So
Yes.
I'm not sure then what, because if it can still, if matter can sense, well, okay, I can sense and I am matter. I can sense things.
Yeah. But
I'm
you can,
still
but
spirit within matter.
yeah. And your soul can sense other things also.
Hmm.
That is not the same state of matter. Not so dense, but it still sense other stuff.
Yes, to do astral travel
Mm-hmm.
can't be only matter.
Mm-hmm. Gloria?
I had two things come up for me. One is that these things are beyond our cognition as a species. But the thing that came up for me was just anything that's not spirit.
I like this. I like this because he later asked, what is a spirit?
Mm.
And then you will see. Yeah, I like this. So you exclude the element spirit, and then you have matter. Yeah, I like this. Yeah. We may not know exactly what matter is, but for sure, matter and spirit are two separate things. Right? So the
That's where
answer
I was coming
is,
from.
yeah. So the
Oh.
answer is matter is the link that bonds the spirit. Listen, when the spirit knows what the definition is, but he knows, or he or she knows that, I mean, it doesn't matter, spirit doesn't have a gender. But the spirit knows that we will not be able to understand, or we do not have all the means to understand. He will give us a definition, but not necessarily it. You see the difference here? When the spirit doesn't know, say, I don't know, only God knows. But when the spirit knows, and knows that we will not be able to understand it, matter is the link that bonds the spirit. Meaning, matter is the media that actually gives the spirit shape, or keep the spirit, together, all the sense of energies is going to be together. So it's the link that bonds the spirit. It is the instrument
Could we
that
say
serves.
that another way? Could we say that it's what spirit uses to
To
spirit
act.
to
To
act?
act.
Yeah. If everything's
That's exactly what it's saying. It is the instrument that serves it, and at the same time, it carries out its actions. So it is just a media. So think about your body being a spirit, and then you are submerged, for example, and all you see around you is water. And as you move the water around you, right? So that's spirit and matter. So all around us is about matter, like the water. And as we move, except that the spirit, they will not need to move their arm. What they need, the spirit. to move matter or to cause an impression on matter. It's will, the willpower. So will and thoughts are like arms or limbs for us. That's how we make an impression on matter. Maria.
I think that we can answer this question if we say what matter is not. The spirit
That's
is,
what Gloria said. Yes.
yes, yes. The spirit is the intelligent principle of the universe.
Come on, Maria. You've been spoiler. I have the next question.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I will say that all that remains is matter.
Yes, exactly. So before there is a comment from Kardec that he says, from this point of view, one could say that matter is the agent or intermediary through and upon which the spirit acts. So, like what we were saying, and then he asks, what is the spirit? What is the essential nature of the spirit?
I think that's very interesting because the spirit spiritualize the matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting because if we can say the matter has many spiritual intelligence principles in the
Mm-hmm.
matter, in the mineral, in the animal and vegetal
Yes.
world. We have many intelligent principles in evolution,
Mm-hmm.
interacting with the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very interesting because when you love your dog and you love your flowers, you are giving force to all of the intelligent principles that live there.
Lives in there, yeah.
Yes, that stay there. They grow up with your love. It's
Guys, there he is. Take note of this. On Netflix, there is a documentary called Our Living World. It's something like this. And it talks about this channel that connects all the living and forces of living beings and forces of nature and how they all connect. For the very first time, I guess all the scientists, they're looking at the planet, and not only the planet, the whole universe, as a single, this giant living being, if you will, whatever. But it's all interconnected, it's all entangled. And through all these actions and lives, if you will, there is this force keeping everything, in evolution, in motion, in continuous process of transformation. It's amazing. That is huge. That is huge because to me, as we are saying, love, God is loving. To me, is in all of this. So if you watch this video, I think it's it's made of 4 episodes or something. Very nice, very interesting to see. So when Kardec is asking, what is the spirit? First, he was asking matter. Matter is the media that will allow spirit to act. But what is the spirit and what is the essential nature of the spirit? And then the answer is the spirit is the intelligent principle of the universe. Again, the spirit is not saying precisely what the spirit is made of, how it was made, but what that is, what the spirit is. And it's not saying what it's made of or how it was made, because probably we'll not understand. But it is the intelligent principle of the universe, meaning if it's not intelligent, it is matter. Right? So matter by itself, there's no intelligent principle in there. There's no life in there. And the essential nature of the spirit, so the answer was your language is incapable of properly defining the spirit. It is nothing to you because it is not a tangible thing, but for us, it is something. Remember this, nothing is nothingness, and nothingness does not exist. I mean, from our perspective, right? But from their perspective, it's everything. Right? So the essential nature of the spirit is, to me, is intelligence. It is intelligence. Right? So that's why I said that Gloria nailed, because if you take the intelligence element, what remains is just matter, but not alive. It's just matter.
Anna, is very interesting because we can say in a material body, we have many intelligent principles.
We have many living, that's why I like
In our
my theory.
matter body, all right?
Mhm.
And if I can say in the body of the tree and the body of the dog, we have many intelligent principles that live there. Then the matter is how I can say it in English, estado intermediário. How I can say it in English? Estado intermediário.
We can say a transition stage.
Yes, that the matter used to be an intelligent principle, or the intelligent principle used in the matter to develop yourselves.
Yeah, you know those bacteria that live in the milk and live in guts.
Yes.
That's what it is. That's what I'm saying. I love this like I said the other day, I was walking my dog and then I realized, oh my goodness, right now I am the universe of this little bacteria living in my stomach, in my, this little bacteria will never know about me, but for them, I am God.
Yes. Anna, I think that the girls are listen. They understand what we are talking about.
I don't know. Everybody's so quiet.
Yes.
Hi, Sid.
When I was little, I wondered if ants recognized me. Because I would curse and kill a lot of them, but I just wondered if they recognized me as a person. And so I thought, well, if the ants don't recognize me a person, maybe they're giants that I don't see, but they're giants, just like, in relation to me and the ants. So
So exactly. So what if right now we are just like a small bacteria living in another organism, in a humongous organism,
Mhm.
right? We don't know.
Who needed DeGrasse Tyson is?
Huh?
DeGrasse Tyson
Hmm.
from Carl Sagan as the cosmologist.
Yes.
And he talked about, is there other people in the universe that we are not aware of? And he said, maybe to them, we are like ants. And
Yes.
that was what hit me, because I thought, ants, okay. And he said, when was the last time you talked to an ant?
Yes. Yes. It is. It is. Thank you, Gloria.
Similar to a Hyacinth's story, certain times of the year here in Louisiana, the earthworms come out onto the sidewalk and into the street. And as the sun comes up, they die because, you know, they don't have eyes and they crawl out there. I don't know what they're doing, but probably think they're drowning or something like that. And I'll walk along and I'll pick them up and I'll throw them in the grass. And I have this little conversation going on that they burrow and they right away, they go right back down into the ground, and that they tell the other earthworms, God saved me today. I was stuck on the pavement and I was about to die. And God picked me up and threw me back in the dirt. And I thought, and then I thought, well, God did use me for that. You know, that was one of God's creatures. And so I can't stand to see him die on the sidewalk. So a man stopped one day and he goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm saving this earthworm. And he said, why? And I said, earthworms are wonderful for the soil. They turn it over, they aerate it. I said, they're very beneficial. And he said, well, bring some down and put them in my lawn. And so now when he sees me, he says, hi, earthworm lady. But it's true. What if our whole universe is the eyeball of a bigger, we don't know. It's so beyond our comprehension.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah,
Precisely.
we could be we could be like a cell. Our whole universe could be a cell in the body of a gianter, bigger.
Yes. Yes.
And we just don't know. It's beyond. Jesus said that. At some point where he said not to say anything now they wouldn't understand, or they're not ready, or whatever. We're not ready. We don't have the faculties to
Exactly.
understand the enormity of,
That's what he said. He said,
creation. Yeah.
I could tell you many things, but you wouldn't understand.
Thank you, Hyacinth. I knew you'd come up with that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And that's why he was talking in parables, because he knew that, nobody would understand, but along the years, at some point we'll grasp a little bit what he was trying to do, or he was trying to say. But no doubt that we, regardless the size that we think we might be, I think there is something very important that we need to keep in mind is we are made of this spark of light from God. We have this intelligent principle that can travel once we learn how to do it. Sometimes we do it, but we just do not have the control. Sometimes we can travel and go to galaxies. We can project our mind to distant, planets. We have this capability. We have this ability. Like Jesus said, you guys are gods because we attention regardless the size we believe we have right now, but we are in this constant. We are. I guess what I'm trying to say. We are in this flow or process flow that is in constant move, in constant transformation, and one day somehow we'll be able to create things as well, to give life to things as well, because that's, you know, what we were told that one day we will become pure spirits, or, you know, perfect spirits. Hi, Sim.
Yeah. Go back to my ant story, Gloria, and your earthworm. You know, the beginning of every spring, like round about now, millions of ants come into the kitchen looking for food because now they're waking up. And I spray them and kill them because I didn't want the ants in my kitchen. And then I thought, oh, these are mothers looking for food for your babies and you're killing them. So really you are killing the babies as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, no, God, I tell you, I know you made them, but I don't want them in my kitchen.
Well, yeah.
Now I put some powder that they don't like in the cracks where they will come, so I don't see them. And I don't have ants in my kitchen. But it really was I thought, I'm killing the mothers who are looking for food for their babies.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do now.
Yeah. Yeah. But like I said, watch this documentary, Our Living World, or something like this, and you will see, you know, that everything has a purpose, and even after they die, you know, there is this circle of life, if you will, that will keep everything in motion. So it's really beautiful. It's pretty to see. All right, guys, there is a short video, but I will start next week with it. It's a very nice one, and but now is what 4:20 here in Houston. We'll meet next Saturday then. Okay. And
Okay.
Gloria, good move. I hope everything will be fine to you.
It's
Yeah,
just
be
stuff.
safe.
It's just stuff.
True.
Okay,
Have a nice
bye-bye.
week. I love you.
See you tomorrow, Gloria, Carol.
Yeah. Are you gonna be on
Hopefully,
GG?
Sorry?
I'm
Are
going to
you
be on the
going-
road.
Oh, you're not going to GG tomorrow.
Probably not.
All right. See you when I
Bye, you
see you.
guys.
Thank you, Anna.
Thanks, Anna. Good to see you, Maria.
Bye bye.
Yes,
Mwah.
I love you.